Hello, you beautiful, wonderful people, you there. Hi. So, this is going to be hopefully the first of many faster than Spark Notes. Or, don't bother reading it, I got you. Or, the gist of it. Still haven't picked a name. Nevertheless, my first book shall be the last one that I read, because my memory stinks, and this is the last thing that I can remember, like, most of the details. And it is Mirror, Mirror by that guy, Gregory Maguire. Hope I said his name right, or else I'm going to be in trouble. He is the same person who wrote Wicked, which, if you don't know, but I'm pretty sure you already know, is just a kind of spin-off of The Wizard of Oz. So this one, Mirror, Mirror, is a spin-off of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So, here we go. So because I already know I'm going to butcher all of the names in this book, I'm just going to do my loosely based off of the names. So, there's Bianca, but from now on she will be Snow White because it's Snow White. And then there is her dad, Vincente. And then there's this goose boy who's really stupid, and he takes care of the geese, and that's all he's good for. Vincente and Snow White are, doing stuff, regular town things, and they're making a trench or something, and what in the bottom of the lake is a beautiful mirror. Oh, let's put it on our wall. Good idea, Dad. So, put it on the wall. And then some stone thing is like, that's my mirror! Oh, you can't hear me. I'm a stone. I'll get it back, though. I'll get it back. In come Lady Bugwakaga and her brother, Duke Bugwakaga. Duke Bugwakaga tells Vincente, Snow White's dad, hey, I'm running for the president of the world, or the pope of the world. I'm going to rule the world. So, to help me with my campaign, I really need those apples from the Garden of Eden. So, you're going to go get those for me. And Vincente's like, no, I have a daughter. Get them yourself. And Duke Bugwakaga is like, oh, sucks for you because you owe me a favor somehow. And so you're either going to get that, or you're going to be in my army and you'll be one of the first to die. So Vincente's like, I guess I gotta do it. So he goes off to find the apples from the Garden of Eden. A little time has passed, and Lady and Duke Bugwakaga have told Vincente that they're going to take care of his daughter, as much as they can. Duke Bugwakaga comes up and he's like, hey Snow White, why don't you come over here? You're kind of cute. How old are you now? 12? Perfect. And Lady Bugwakaga is like, what? No, my incestuous love? How dare you think someone else is more attractive than me? No. So, she hires the hunter to go kill Snow White. So she's like the evil queen. So Hunter goes, he takes Snow White in the middle of the night, and they rush up, and he takes her into the forest, and then he remembers that one time that he saw a unicorn, and he's like, oh, I probably shouldn't kill this girl. Get out of here, girl. And he just leaves. Somehow, Snow White ends up in the Seven Dwarfs lair thing. This lair is super weird. Apparently when you look at something and you're like, that kind of looks like a table, boom, it's a table. Vincente, on his quest, finds himself in a monastery where the Garden of Eden apples are kept. And they catch him, throw him in jail, and then the stone thing that was like, that's my mirror, kind of comes out from the wall. And he's like, and Vincente's like, what? And then the stone thing can't really talk yet, but he really needs to tell Vincente that he took his mirror and he wants it back. So rock dude takes himself and he digs a hole and he's just eating dirt, and he's like, come on Vincente, why don't you follow me? But he gestures that because he can't talk yet. And then they tunnel to get the Garden of Eden apples. And it's been like, I don't know, 10 years by this point in time. Vincente takes the apples, heads back home. And by this time, Duke Bagwakaga dies somehow. And Lady Bagwakaga is just there. And then you find out Stupid Goose Boy is Lady Bagwakaga's son! Whoa! She was gonna like throw him over a bridge because he's stupid, because he's an incest child. Incest child? Because he is the child that they loosely allude to being her and her father's child. Ooh. Oh. That happens. Then Lady Bagwakaga is looking at this mirror and she's like, oh, this is a nice mirror. What? And then she sees Snow White, who's looking at a random wall in the dwarves' lair. And Snow White's like, oh, that lady looks familiar. And Lady Bagwakaga's like, what? Mystic mirror! What you tell me? Is this child alive? I must kill her. So Goose Boy is all walking down the road and he somehow accidentally finds Snow White. And he's like, hey, Snow White. And she's like, hey. And then she's like, I think I'm supposed to stay here. The dwarf rock things have now become more dwarf humanoid things. And they told me I should probably stay here because your mom wants me dead. And Goose Boy's like, okay. And he goes. And then Vincente comes back. And Goose Boy's like, hey, Vincente. And Vincente's like, hey, where's my daughter? And he's like, oh, I think I saw her. I don't know. And he keeps talking as he's walking kind of thing. And Vincente's like, whatever, I'm tired. I just don't know. And then by the time it comes out of Goose Boy's mouth, oh, yeah, I just saw her in the forest. He was right in front of his mom, Lady Bagwakaga. And she was like, what? You know what Snow White is? And he's like, what? Because he's pretty stupid. So Lady Bagwakaga tries to kill Snow White like, I don't know, 2-3 times. She takes this comb and she poisons it. And she has Snow White brush her hair and it poison. And she's like, and then like the dwarves are like, I told you not to open the door. And then they like help her or something. And then they slice the apples from the Garden of Eden apples of life, and they eat it, and there doesn't really seem to be any significance towards it, really. I mean, the rock dude who's following Vincente eats it, and then he's like, ah! And then he like runs back home and is like, hey dudes, remember me? And they're like, no, we were rocks last time we saw you. And he's like, oh yeah, I know where the mirror is, just so you know. And they go off to get the mirror. And Snow White's home alone. Lady Bagwakaga comes in for like the third or fourth time, and she puts like mercury over the apple, and then like somehow gets her to eat it or something. And then she eats it, and then she falls asleep, and then Vincente, being crazy by this point in time, sees his daughter in the forest laying there, and he's like, oh, she looks familiar, but he's lost his mind, so he doesn't even know it's her. And then the Goose Boy's like, oh, she's pretty, I think I should kiss her. And then next thing you know, the hunter is like, no, sorry, Goose Boy. And I don't know if he kissed her or what, but she's awake. And a lot of things are really just hinted at in this book, so it's really hard to know exactly what happened. Maybe I'm just not smart enough, but you get the gist of it. So, Hunter and Snow White walking back home. The end. That's how it ends. But now you don't have to read Mirror, Mirror. I don't remember people's names. I should probably look at that. Well, we're just gonna make it up as we go, aren't we? It's not like you guys read it, so it's not like you'll know, because I'm summing it up for you, so you don't have to read it!